Every show has that part, right? Hi, good afternoon. I'm Chef Dave Groenewold, and today we're going to demonstrate Shmelts. The sauce that we're going to make with them today is going to be referred to as a coulis. A coulis is a sauce that's basically just a pureed vegetable. The vegetables we're going to use today are going to be a yellow onion, garlic, red bell pepper, and a yellow bell pepper. Give us good contrasting colors, a little bit of artistic narration on the plate to go with these fine little fish once they're fried up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the skin off the onion and we're going to chop it up. I've got a couple of small saucepans behind me. It's going to be terrific. We'll peel the onion right off. So half the onion's going to go with my yellow pepper sauce and the other half of my onion is going to go with my red bell pepper sauce. I'm going to take my pepper, cut it right in half. I see the seeds. I want to remove the seeds and the ribs right down inside. And knock the seeds out with the palm of your hand and take that pithy area of the rib right out. I've got my onion here and I'm going to just go give myself a regular rough dice, medium diced onion, making sure I use it all up. Throw the onion right into the pot there, along with my red bell pepper. Same scenario. I'm going to cut it up into smaller pieces, nice small chunks. As you know, I'm a culinary instructor, so please keep in mind the position of my fingers and my knuckle and how my knuckle is always guiding the edge of my knife, making assured that I don't end up cutting the tip of my finger off. All right, so now I have my onion and my pepper in there. Okay, I also have some garlic. I have 2 cloves of garlic here, and I want to just go ahead and smash those with my knife and throw them on there. All right, I've got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add that in there. We'll coat that a little bit, and then I'm going to add some salt. A little bit of salt in there, and a little bit of white pepper. I got some white pepper right here. We'll do that. A little bit of water so I don't scorch. Take the lid to my pan, and I'll put it back on the burner and put it on a nice low heat. Coulis are a lot of fun. They're really easy to make. Here we go again. Same scenario. This sauce is going to be a nice bright yellow. It's going to go with my red sauce. And then I have my yellow pepper right here. Put my pepper right in the pot. Okay, I've got my garlic cloves and give it a little smash. Smash it up, releasing the flavor, and then we're back. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some of my olive oil. A little bit of water. That's my coulis right before I'm going to cook it. Now these Shmelts are very small, so many people will just actually cook the whole fish with the bone in, and they can eat it with the bone in. Personally, I enjoy that type of roughage. If you're dealing with frozen Shmelts, you can actually just rip the bone right out, and the bone will come right out of the meat, like so. But since these are fresh, we're going to demonstrate with a paring knife how you can take the bone out. But here we see the inside of the rib cage right here, and the main spinal column of the fish. Now what you want to do with your paring knife is you just want to go right along the spinal column. The knife will slide to one side or the other, and then go up on the other side of the column and come right down. And then wouldn't you know, along the top you can come right out, and that'll come right out like so. So there you have a boned out Shmelt. It's going to provide for a much better eating experience. You're not going to taste the bones as much. However, you will probably sacrifice a little bit in flavor once you take the bone out. So we can actually fry some of these up today with the bone in and give a good idea of what they're going to be like. I've got some cleaned up here. And now we're going to batter them. The battering now is a little bit different than battering in before. We're going to go ahead and take some egg. We'll crack our egg. The egg can go right in there like so. And now we want to go ahead and whisk some buttermilk into the egg. We're going to smash those yolks. That great and I'm going to add a little bit of buttermilk into my egg. The buttermilk's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to be thicker. It's going to give you that gummier thing and allow the texture to, or allow the fish to soak up some of the breading once we're ready to fry it. And the other thing it's going to do is the acid is going to cut back a little bit on the fishy flavor of the smelt and also make it a little bit more tender. I also have some seasoned flour here. It's seasoned with just salt and pepper, and we're going to put it right in here. And we've got them, we're going to drop them right into our buttermilk batter here and let them soak a little bit. They can soak that up. We're going to get a little flavor from them. We've boned these guys out, and we'll try it both ways and see what kind of different texture we get with the little guys having the center of the spine removed as opposed to the center of the spine totally in there. Now we're going to think about our coulis, our vegetable red pepper sauce and yellow pepper sauce, and see how they're coming along. Here I look at my pot and I notice instantly that it's steaming and it's cooking the vegetable. If we look right around here and we'll look at our red bell pepper, it's looking very nice indeed. I'm going to put a little more water in here. I can smell the aromatics. The water is going to give you more of a slurry type flavor or a slurry type texture in order for it once it goes into the blender. I can tell that this coulis is ready to be pureed simply by the onion. We look at our onion here, it's very much become translucent and it's lost the really bright whiteness that we saw when we first cut the onion up. I'm going to go ahead and season it a little bit with a lemon, and we're going to definitely want some lemon when we have our fresh fried smelt as well. So I've got some lemon right here. I've got my blender right here, and I'm going to go ahead and make my coulis now. Okay, so there's my red pepper, my onion, and my garlic's all right in there, and we're going to let that fall right into our blender. Now, when you turn on your blender, obviously you have really hot liquid in here, and that is somewhat of a safety factor. So what good practice does is you want to take your towel and drape your towel over the top and then pulse your blender so it doesn't come up out and fly all around and have a possibility of a burn. Really long and the short of it, there's my pepper shake. It's very aromatic, has great smell to it, and I'm excited about it. Okay, we see that you get a good rich color there, good rich yellow color, orange almost, and we're going to put that back on the burner. We're going to reduce it, and that's going to give her a thicker sauce. Traditionally in the northern countries, when people get together for the schmelt fries and things like that, a big popular sauce is a tartar sauce or like a hot wing sauce or any of those type of really snack food sauces that you see. So keep those in mind. This is different in that we want to give it a little bit more integrity and a little bit more artistic flair to it. There we go. I'm looking at my yellow pepper sauce. Looks very nice, very tasty. We're putting them both back on the burner, and we're going to give it a little bit of heat and reduction in order to give us a little bit more viscosity and adherence of the sauce to the fish. Now we're ready to go ahead and bread our smelts. We've got our smelts in here. They've been sitting in the buttermilk for a couple of minutes now. You don't want to let them sit and soak in a buttermilk for a long period of time, because the acid in the milk will break down the fish to the point where it'll be really mushy. But here we go. We're gonna take our little guys and we're gonna drape them right in the flour here. Okay, we're throwing them all into the water bath here, flour bath, excuse me, and we're gonna let them get covered up. Keep one hand wet, keep the other hand dry, and we'll just throw them around into the seasoned flour. We'll get all excited about frying them up. All right, now we're going to bring over the fat fry oil. I'm going to slosh my coulis sauce around a little bit. And we'll drop one in to give it a test real quick. See how this guy goes in there. Oh, look at that. Wow, that looks good. I have prepared and set aside for myself right here a paper towel. Got some good breading on there. I'd say my fat fry oil is a perfect temperature right now. I'm going to take a couple of my smelts and I'm going to throw them right in. And I'm going to be right here, ready to go. Oh, they look great. Little guys are floating around in there. I want to turn them over. Beautiful golden brown. Put them right onto my paper towel to wick away any of that excess oil. And we'll go drop some more in there. Terrific. I guess no fish is too small to cook. These guys are very tasty. They're going to be great. Go ahead and let them drip a little well. Make sure they're good to go. Got 3 more left. Then we'll go ahead and try and fry up a couple of the ones with the bones in them. I've pulled off my coulis because the coulis has actually reduced down, and I've got the viscosity that I'm looking for. And it's going to be just really, really nice. We see we're losing some of the heat in our oil, but that's okay. We're going to get a longer cook. Here we got the ones that we took the bone out. They're right there. They're nice and hot. Usually can be reheated in the oven. Boy, golly, you can put them in the refrigerator and have them the next day. They really hold up well. Very nice, very tasty. Okay, here's our smelts with the bone still in. They're cooking. Whenever you're preparing fish like this, it's always a great idea to have a fresh roll of paper towels, because paper towels are always very useful in wicking away the oil from it. And quite often they come with a messy dipping sauce or something like that, and you can always use them as napkins. Okay, these little guys are nice and cooked now, and I think we're ready to start plating. Okay, so we've got our smelt right here. We've got our coulis sauces right behind me, the red bell pepper and the yellow bell pepper, and we're going to just look and see how that might look once it gets on the plate. I've got the red pepper right here. Looks good. So I'm going to put some nice lemon juice in there, give it a good acidy flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and pour. Side right there. Bell pepper. And I'm going to pour. My sauce is going to go right here. And now I've got a little bit of arugula. I'm going to take my fresh arugula and I'm going to put a little bit of a mound in here to give me that nice red, the green, and then I've got my Shmelts. They're going to go right around. We're going to make a teepee out of it, and they're going to look terrific. Definitely a delicacy, not something that that you'd sit down and eat 50, 80, 90 of them. Unless you're from Wisconsin and you've got a keg of hops and barley next to you, then you can plow down as many as you want. But here you go. It's got a nice color to it. It's got the arugula. It's going to have a peppery flavor. There we have both preparations. I mean, the same sauces, but this one here we have taken the bones out, and this one here we have the bones in. So two different ways you can prepare these. As I mentioned, they're a lot of labor, but they're really worth it. Okay.
Wow, this is a stunning presentation.
Wow, Zach, you know, the pepper and the color just really brings it out. The friedness, the everything. I can't wait to give it a try.
Yeah, I have to say, again, a new species to taste for me. A little bit nervous, being that it's, you know, a bait fish. They have a bit of a strong smell, but from not now cooked, but prior to cooking. But from everyone I've talked to, they say they really are quite a mild flavor. So
I'm really interested to notice the difference between the bone in and the fillet.
So what should we start with?
Well, let's start with the fillet ones.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Wow, that sauce is pretty awesome. In fact, I can't even taste the fish. The sauce is so
yeah, the fish.
so
well, the red
flavorful.
sauce is a little bit more mild. I'll try the yellow one here.
They do look a bit like a shrimp, and I've heard people say that, you know, you can just eat them with cocktail sauce, like shrimp. More meat in the bite than I was expecting.
And good flavor. You know, even though you've got the pepper sauce in there, I'm still picking up a lot of the actual flavor of the lake. Really good.
Yeah, that's
really
great.
good.
Those are great. Now, while that's fresh in my palate, I'm curious to see what you're talking about the switch here. So,
well, let's see if we get a stronger flavor with that bone being in. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
I don't really notice too much different flavor, but one thing I'll point out, I thought the bones were going to be I don't know, an issue for me. Right. But it honestly just it makes them a little bit crunchy.
Yeah.
But you don't feel the bone.
You don't really.
Right.
The bone is not even an issue, is it? You can't even really taste it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fishy flavor whatsoever, I would say.
Yep.
I've heard people describe them kind of like a perch.
Yeah.
But honestly, these are less fishy than the perch that I've had before.
You know, Zach, I think it's interesting to point out, though, that Shmelts come in a lot of different sizes.
Right.
And these are particularly small ones, and these are probably the more desirable among chefs and culinary artists. But when you get anything that's double or triple or even quadruple the size of the Shmelt, you're going to be dealing with a different dynamic and flavor and cooking techniques. And you're probably going to taste the bone a lot more, because I don't really follow the bone at all. The last one I had, I could tell that the bone was still in, but those are different. I will add that once you take the bone out and you fillet them open, there's much more to hold the breading.
Yeah.
Much more breading on there.
Yeah, I mean, it really gives it a bigger profile too. This looks like a much bigger fish than I know that it is. So as far as, you know, the whole delicacy thing, making people think they're getting more than they are.
Right.
This is a good technique for that too, I would say.
Certainly so.
Yeah, so really appreciate you doing this episode for us. again, new species for me, something that I think I would definitely eat again now that I know. And you know, I'd be curious to try it with some cocktail sauce to get that that horseradish burn in your mouth, you know. But this is a fantastic presentation. I mean, the color of this is amazing. So yeah, anyway, they taste great. Definitely appreciate you doing this for us, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for watching this episode of Vermont Master Anglers. For more content, visit our Facebook page at Vermont Master Anglers. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe.